On What's Next this morning, a new video game and computer program is making it a whole lot easier to evaluate concussions. Two scientists at UNC Chapel Hill designed the brain gauge, and their invention has caught the eye of the NFL. Their goal is to have one of these devices in every home across America. It's What's Next. Concussions have always been a part of football, and these two UNC researchers say their brain gauge makes detecting them a whole lot easier.
The point of the technology is to take very complicated science that does very complicated mathematics and make it completely accessible to anyone with a computer who can use a computer mouse.
The brain gauge is much like a video game. It sends a signal to either your middle or pointer finger on the mouse. You decide which finger you think received the pulse.
You're going right from a specific point on your skin, on your fingertip, to a specific point on your brain. And we're looking at how those 2 points on your brain talk to each other.
A lot of people do a lot of brain testing online. But there's no biological interface with those tests. You're just answering questions. The difference here is that you're actually tested by delivering stimuli to the fingers that activate adjacent parts in the brain, and those places in the brain talk to each other in a very specific way.
Tom Erdahl and Dennis's company, Cortical Metrics, recently received a $300,000 grant from GE and the NFL to help develop the brain gauge. The NFL says research like this is vital to their mission of concussion prevention. How important it is for the NFL to be the leader in this whole process?
I appreciate the question. It's really part of the mission from the commissioner on down. The question of the NFL's participation in advancing science is one that we take obviously as our responsibility. But as we've gotten further and further into these issues and appreciate them more and more and work with more world-class researchers, scientists, advisors, clinicians, etc., we would be wrong if we didn't share all that we knew as we knew it.
As for Tom Erdahl and Dennis, they're spending lots of time inside Dennis's home design studio perfecting the brain gauge. The two believe within a year they can start mass producing it.
So that people can evaluate how well their brain is functioning on a day-to-day basis. And we want to make the brain gauge affordable enough so that anyone can own it.
A complicated device that will make evaluating a hard hit a whole lot easier. And the anticipated price is anywhere from $50 to $100. The pair warns that the brain gauge shouldn't be used in place of a medical diagnosis, but it's a great way to evaluate the severity of head trauma, especially shortly after it happens. Listen.